Hey everyone, it's Ross from Mythic Mountains RPG Play Club. This is a new series showcasing OSRIC, the old school reference and index compendium, one of the best retroclones and tools for running the venerable 1st edition Advanced Dungeons & Dragons. Not only that, but we're running the incredible TSR module N1 against the Cult of the Reptile God. Like, subscribe, and share if you wish. And we hope that you enjoy, and welcome to our adventure. Something is wrong. They're the lands where the fates were tested long ago. Against the Flyness, the free peoples of Greyhawk. An evil power rises. Heroes and adventurers will travel to these lands to find and stop this evil. But are they already too late? Tim, what happened last time? What's happened so far? The situation beneath the Golden Grain Inn.
Okay, so we started exploring the caverns underneath, and fairly quickly were charged by 3 ghouls that we're gonna put let's wait. They took me out of the fight with the first attack to paralysis, and who got basically zeroed, and we sacrificed by basically making a strategic withdrawal, but putting holy water on our fallen companion, which the ghouls proceeded to, or the remaining ghouls. We did kill one of the ghouls in combat. They proceeded to start feasting on the body, and the holy water they foolishly kept eating as they were being consumed by holy water. And so then we retreated to that hidden meeting room to wait for the paralysis to wear off of me, and then Chimes went on a little solo exploration, and we don't know what happened to him, although we know what happened to him. Off screen, we know that he was taken by a giant snake, but we, the players, do not know that yet. But we perhaps might reasonably suspect the worst. And then we decided to go back and explore the 2 doors in that storage area. One led to a staircase that was locked, but presumably out of the building. So then when we went to the other one, it was a storeroom, and while in there, we heard, what was his name? Oh shoot, I don't remember who the guy was that came down looking for
I don't know that we ever got his name.
And maybe we didn't, but he was looking for the cook, and so we kind of set up an ambush in the storage room, so that when he would come in and look, we basically subdued him, and then under interrogation, he basically revealed that that there's definitely confirming that there's something afoul in Orlane, that the priestess seems to be working for perhaps malevolent purposes, and he pleaded with us to basically help him escape or kill him, and being that we are generally not evil players and characters, we decided to assist in his escape, and that is where he took the key to unlock that stair to the outside, and then we're sort of at the point where he's going to make a break for the woods.
Yeah. And I think it's worth noting the cleric in the party was able to call upon the power of the gods and compel him via a command. And he revealed the leader of everything that's happening here, Devi, the priestess at the temple. And that, he says now, it would be best if you either just killed him or got him out of town and released him in the monster-infested woods of Greyhawk. So, that is where we are now. So, you also found near the cellar, the storage, there was a staircase that leads up and out. You make it up out on the north end of the building, and you can see. Hold on just a second. Actually, it's late afternoon. The village is not very busy. You can see where you have scuff marks, like further to the west side of the building, near a window, and you make it up out of the cellar door, and Crunk is with you, and you look around, and as far as you can see, you don't see anyone about right now. What do you do?
And I would basically ask him.
So where is it we...
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
I was
just going to ask, where is it we're trying to get to?
Crunk will say, he'll be like, "Get me to the woodline on the west end of town, where the old hermit's the hermit's hut is. Just let me go in the forest. I'll die there. Just not like this."
And I would ask him, given what time of day it is, are people in town likely to be at any particular spot? I mean, do we have a relatively clear shot to the woods, is what I'm asking.
No. He points up toward, first of all, so the town kind of lays down at a basin, right? And it empties out. You have this little quaint waterfall in the rocks, and then it empties out down into this lake in a low area. And this running stream comes from higher ground. He points to that. He says, "The woods, they're on the other side."
So far, they don't seem to really know what we've done. There's some suspicions, but people aren't on alert. So I think the most suspicious thing we can do is all run together, bunched up, trying not to be seen. That'd be more conspicuous than just, like, I'm thinking maybe I'll just go for a walk and start out up the road and across the bridge, and a moment later someone else can, and maybe two people can follow up talking, just being as normal as we can.
Should we go get our horses though? Like,
well, let's get this guy to, because I mean, you're right. The stables are, well, that's a good question, because the stables are right there, I think. And yeah, I'm open to suggestions there. I mean, that sounds, I think some of us should go on foot, but if we wanted to get him on the back of a horse to move quicker, that's fine.
I will. I feel pretty confident of blazing a trail by myself. If you all want to escort him to the horses, and
you're gonna give this man your horse?
I was about to ask that question. Are we gonna give him a horse?
Don't you have a cart? And didn't we ride in a horse-drawn cart? Is that?
Yeah, we did.
Okay. So I mean, I don't think you have to give him a horse. You can just put him in the cart with everybody else and ride up towards the woods, right?
Let me look at this, but of note, it's hard to see on the map, but this is
Not that far.
250 feet away. So you could, it will take you about a half a round to untie the horse, get it ready, open the gate, move it outside the gate, and get it ready to ride and get everyone in.
Well, that's kind of what I was suggesting, is that I would go ahead, separate from the party, and just basically kind of like casually scout the area while they're doing that.
And I suppose if everybody's being casual,
Well,
it would take several rounds. It would take, but I mean, but that being the point, that, you don't run around and grab the reins, right, and all that kind of stuff.
But I think the important point is it's, basically here to the end of the block. We're not trying to get them a half mile away or anything. If we just start walking, we'll be there in 2 minutes.
Assuming nothing happens on the way.
Well, yeah, but if something happens on the way, something's going to happen on the way.
Agreed.
But
Agreed.
I mean, there's a suggestion that maybe that is why somebody should stay closer to the horses, so that if something does look like it's happening, the horses can maybe, they can get the horse out and come galloping up.
Okay, so
what do you think, Nostromo?
I'm not. How many animals do we have?
I thought we had 2.
Oh, my bad. Okay.
Right.
Right, so I think our options are kind of like, we all can either all walk to the forest with Krunk, or we can kind of split. Some of us would go to the horses and then mount, in the carriage, and then the others would just kind of go ahead.
Two horses.
And then the third is just to basically, like, everybody else goes to the forest, whereas one person or one or two would stay with the horses to basically come in reserve if something were to go wrong. Is that kind of a summary of kind of the 3 basic plans we have, I think?
As I sat here thinking about it, what other plans are we gonna do with the horses? Like, because there's like, are we gonna be using them to like charge or like do other things? Because the temple is right there, and I assume that we're going to, after we get him out, we're gonna start doing shenanigans with the temple. So,
well, I think the thing we have to do after this is do a little bit of well, maybe other people disagree, but we know we need to focus more on the temple, but I think we don't want to go rushing in there without having done a bit of reconnaissance and observation.
Yeah.
So I think that would be the next task for us.
And quite frankly, that fits in with going towards the woods, because we can go up kind of northwest and then go north and work our way east once we kind of drop him off.
Yeah, there's a road there. I like that.
I do want to, without metagaming too much, I do want to draw people's attention to the D6 that's being rolled as we sit here yammering, just walking.
Right. Okay. I've got a quick suggestion. So I kind of feel like we want the horses, and since I'm a ranger, and then we got 2 rangers, so we can split so that we don't get surprises. But who goes with who, it's I'm not quite sure. So maybe like start walking towards the one group start walking towards the woods, and then the other go get the horses and join them.
Yeah, I mean, I think I'm going to start walking towards the woods. You know, there's a road right there, there's a bridge right there. It's all of 60 feet away, so I think I'm going to start in that direction. Now, if we want to do it in 2 groups, that's fine, but I think we need to start doing it.
He'll be within eyeshot. It makes sense. So let's see here. That and so wait, I do want to make sure I understand it. So you're having Tyrael watch the horses in case, you know, so you don't get surprised, and you can get the horses out and move them if you need them. Is that the idea?
Referring to Tyrael, my character was going to start walking.
So I'm not just gonna watch. I want to like get the horses and go join them, if that's okay with the party. I'm sorry. Let's go back. Let's vote. Okay, so go around the table real quick. Let's see here. Stygar. So go ahead.
I was going to go on foot initially ahead of the horse group.
Gotcha. Yeah, that's I think basically what I said, right? Tyrael, what do you think?
I'll walk with Stygar.
Okay. Tyrael, you were saying that you wanted to go ahead and get the horses right now, catch up to them right away.
Yes.
Okay. Edmund, what do you think?
I'll walk with them.
All right. I think that's a majority. 40 Winks, what do you think?
Yeah,
Okay.
I'll go with them.
All right. So this is all going to happen really pretty fast anyways, Tyrael. This will happen like within 3.5 minutes probably. So you'll see them the whole time anyway, like, and they're like, you know, pretty close. Okay. So, I assume you go over the bridge, and
Yep.
Let me check this.
Now, is Crunk walking with us?
Yeah, he is.
Okay.
And he looks like a nervous wreck, and it's really obvious. And, yeah. Let's see here.
Do we see any villagers out kind of as we kind of cross the bridge? And
Yeah, great question. So, no one is out among these buildings here, but as you make it out to the road, you do hear people coming out of the front of these buildings. And there was someone who was walking across the road from here and made it across just as you made it out to the road. This is a little bit far away. You saw something like a boy here playing earlier. And then there's this building. As you cross the bridge, you can hear this is obviously a tavern or a wayfaring inn. You can smell food, and you can hear people talking. And it sounds like there are more people in there talking. It sounds normal too. This building on the other side of the inn has a lot of stonework and garden work. It looks as if it's wealthy or older, but there's a farmhouse nearby. And then here you have a mill that's gently turning with the waterfall into the lake. There's a trail that cuts into the trees right here. And when you make it to the tree line, he motions you into the trees. And he runs ahead into the trees and hunkers down to hide.
okay. I mean, do we really even need to keep going with him?
No.
I don't think we really need to go into the woods because, I mean,
Okay.
I trust his intuition on this. He's got more to be worried about at this point than we do. This is where the hermit is. That's what we want to investigate.
okay. And we could keep going that way. Did we hear anything about this supposed hermit other than just from Krunk? I don't remember hearing anything about him, so.
By this time, have I rejoined the party?
Well, this all happens within just a few moments, so you could, but the plan was that you weren't, and you can watch and you can see all of this happening. Now, literally, they can turn around and they can like wave.
Feet.
Yeah.
Okay. I would like to get the horse and then start walking towards the party direction, please.
Okay. All right. So, do you all go into the trees with him to rendezvous with him, or do you not?
I am not inclined to do that.
Yeah.
When he sees that, he sees your hesitation, and he smiles and bows and waves and runs off into the forest as hard as he can.
Okay.
All right, what do you do next? Tyrael is now with you with the horses.
Okay. Do we want to go and visit this hermit, or do we want to go to this other inn, perhaps, where there's
I'm curious about the hermit.
Yeah,
Okay.
me too.
Then let's go to the hermit. So we'll follow the trail.
Okay. You only have to follow the trail for a little ways before it joins into a larger path. There's a... let me just describe this here. This narrow trail winds among majestic elms. At times it disappears into the thick shrubbery on either side. The bushes between the trees here are dense, and they rise to a height of 8 or 10 feet. The elms themselves average 75 feet tall.
Wow.
That's what it says. So like redwoods, except elms.
Wow.
There are only trees
Those
here.
are like the trees in my yard, actually.
Wow. They are widely spaced, allow a beautiful beam of sunlight pour in between the ancient boughs. And you can see a ramshackle cottage on the far side of this grove. And you think you hear humming or singing coming from within the ramshackle cottage.
Let's kind of
Do we
approach it.
want to go? Yeah, but do we want to do it just like one person? You know, we don't want. If he is a hermit,
Jeff, your connection is breaking up. If you can hear us. I don't think you can hear us.
Bugged necessarily.
I don't think he can hear us. I'm gonna get him to disconnect and then hopefully come back.
Yeah.
Come on. Wow,
The
Discord's
card
not even.
Might be a little.
Oh, it's better now.
Why is Discord not
Sorry.
working? Okay, can you guys hear me?
Are you guys
Yes,
able
I
to hear
can hear
me
you.
any better?
Okay.
Oh, there we go.
I can hear.
Yeah, I think there are some connection issues. It might, if you leave and come back, I don't know why, but sometimes it helps. I have no idea why. Sometimes Discord struggles with 6 people, which is quite amazing. But unless it's me, sometimes it's just okay. If you guys can hear and see me fine, I'm not lagging. Then yeah, Jeff, if you leave and come back, it might fix it. I don't know why it does that, but
I actually swapped over the room I'm in, kind of weird, so I've moved over to using my phone as the hotspot. I think this is a little better.
Oh, yeah. Maybe it's connection.
Yeah, you're good.
It does seem like it's much better. Anyways, I was interested to hear what you were saying. What were you saying?
Just you know,
go ahead.
I was just going to say he's a hermit. Probably doesn't like having a lot of people around. If one or two people come up, maybe the elf, maybe the halfling, someone a little bit more. The elf is not armored. I don't think the halfling is armored. Probably a little less imposing than a couple of armored rangers walking up.
Yeah, I'm down.
Okay. Then we'll just hang back, I mean, what is that? 20 feet that we're away from that cottage, so.
About 50 feet there, I think. Yeah.
Oh, is it 50 feet? Okay.
Yeah, it's 20 feet per square.
Ah, okay.
Okay. So,
Sure. 40 Winks want to walk up to the door with me?
Nothing else happened last time that my character went by himself. I walk up to the hermit hobbit hole. Is there
it's not
like
a hobbit hole though? It's a cottage.
Yeah, I'm just in my head continuing the weird
okay.
Gandalf moments for 40 Winks of.
Yep.
Okay.
So yeah, let's approach and.
You approach and he seems oblivious. But you can see a man inside of a hut, and he is rocking back and forth over over an open fire with pottage, something boiling, and he's just singing to himself and rocking back and forth.
Is he singing in a language I understand, or is he?
Yeah, it's common. Yeah, he's just it's like nonsense stuff. It sounds like he's making it up on the spot. Yeah.
Okay. Can I sit by him?
You come up and sit next to him?
Well,
yeah.
Are we just going to walk inside?
Oh, I thought he was
knock
outside.
on the door. Oh, is he outside?
No, he's inside of a hut.
Maybe I misunderstood.
Okay, then I'll ask. I'll be like, may I come in? I'm a weary traveler.
Oh, who's there? Who's that? And he looks in every direction, 360 degrees. Doesn't seem to know where the voice is coming from.
Hey, right here.
He startles and knocks over the pot, and it makes a huge mess. And he has a pet with him, and it scurries up into the ceiling of the little hut. And he gets it on him, and he starts dancing, and and he's burned himself.
I don't know if this guy's gonna be any help. But hey, friend, you all right? Do you need some assistance?
He turns around and glares at you, and he's like, and you see a bent, gray-bearded old man with a big long beard, and he has a brimless conical hat that flows down into old tattered robes, which do not cover his arms or most of his knobby, thin, hairy legs, and his legs wobble and shake as he stands up and grabs a cane, and he says, "Oh, who goes there? Who is that? Who are you?"
I'm 40 Winks the wizard.
You're a wizard?
I'll try to be.
He laughs at this.
My
at the
character
prospect
actually is
of
a
you
wizard.
A wizard? God, he just kills over laughing at the thought of you being a wizard for some reason.
We got another one. Well, he's got more chops.
This makes him laugh harder He gets red in the face, eventually starts choking, struggles to get his breath.
And can I see his eyes? Is he like, he's not blind, is he? Or is
No, he's not blind.
Okay.
Yeah, he can see you.
Hey, is it okay if I bring my other wizard friend, since you're in such a jolly mood about?
Yeah, eventually he calms down and he steps outside on some of his kindling that he uses for the fire, and sits nearby. And he says, "Oh, sure, come on, go ahead and join me if you wish, wizards."
Okay. Then I
approach and polite.
I mean, I present Wizard
crouch.
Tyranniel.
He puts his finger up in the air, does not introduce himself, but like walks off as you're talking. And then he's like, "Oh, I just forgot." And then he goes back in, finds something to lift the pot back up with, and then gets some wooden bowls. And he brings out wooden drinking bowls with whatever kind of pottage or sludge is in here, and then takes some herbs from the ceiling that are hanging, crushes them in his hand, and then like sprinkles them in the bowls and hands them to each of you.
Oh.
I take the bowl and take a small polite taste to start, to see whether or not how he responds to me actually eating it. So far we haven't had good luck with people feeding us.
Yeah, it's pottage as far as you can tell so far. It's pottage, and with the herb it actually tastes okay. I mean, it's like you would get it at a tavern. I'm sorry. Well, sorry, 40 Winks. You were introducing everyone. Is that what you were doing?
Yeah. Just.
Okay.
I think it's just he and I still, right?
Right.
Yeah, it's just us two right now, because I'm trying to do it bit by bit just to see how the vibe goes.
Is everybody else like further away, like around the corner or something?
I think we're basically 40 feet away.
Yeah.
Okay.
You know.
Okay. Yeah. He invites you to sit on some nearby stumps, or a stump and then a spot of ground, and then he sits down and he says, Whiskers, come out. It's fine. They're harmless wizards. And then a rodent comes out, a much smaller version of this. And it scurries up and winds its way up him and sits on his shoulder and glares at you with beady black eyes. Tell me a tale of the road, then. And he starts eating his food.
I didn't hear what you said there.
He says, "Tell me a tale of the road, then." And he's eating. He starts eating. He assumes you don't have anything actually important to say, you know.
I speak deferentially, referring to him as like old master and such, since he's apparently an old wizard, or at least he thinks he is. Maybe he's the one who only thinks he's a wizard. And tell him that we've come from nearby to investigate strange goings-on.
He looks up at you, and some of the gruel is dribbling down his face. He wipes it off and he says, "Strange, huh? What is strange?"
Well, I'm freshly freed from sleeping in a dungeon for a couple days after I was dragged out of bed, actually. So I would call that strange. What do you think?
His story's better.
I would say that is strange. He keeps eating as he listens.
What do you know about the temple nearby?
It has seen better days.
What about the management?
It was once better.
Oh, were you management?
No. I am, and he hasn't actually given his name at this point. It's probably been 10 minutes. He says, I am Romney. And I have not lived here that long, only about a decade or two.
Not long ago at all.
No, but this was a kinder place once. I do wonder
how
what
so?
might be happening here. Why is it people are so unkind and taciturn?
Okay. What have you seen? What's making you say all of that?
Well, for one, no one comes and visits me. He pouts. And two, every once in a while, I have brave Whiskers guard my estate. And I have to get my cane and go into town and get supplies so that I can grow my herbs, buy some onions and apples. And people are just not nice. Now,
I say to him, when we arrived, we went to the inn and were served befouled ale, and it seems like things are certainly not as they could be.
he points to 40 Winks and he says, so you were dragged out of bed at night by ruffians.
Well, it was the staff of the place where I was staying, not ruffians.
Oh,
but I guess,
and-
yeah.
And you know that. Which place was it?
Is it visible from here, or?
No, because it's broken by the tree line. These things are
Yeah.
huge.
It was
Yeah. I
was
just say
the
the one
Golden
by
Green
the
Inn.
lake or the pond or whatever it was.
Oh.
It was the Golden Grain Inn.
Oh,
Thank you.
and you know that it was the owners of this tavern that dragged
Oh,
you out
yeah.
of bed. And
Oh yeah.
you, and he points to Taroniel. And he says, you say that you and your companions were given foul food to make you ill?
We arrived only today and took a sup at the inn and began to feel strange after drinking it. We were lucky to recover, but we found poor 40 Winks here while we were investigating.
Oh. And nothing else happened.
Oh, plenty happened.
Is that so?
Oh yeah. Go
What-
on, tell them. Can we bring the rest of our friends? They have all the details from their own experiences.
What do you think, Whiskers?
Yes.
Well, he says you can bring them.
I wave them over.
Whiskers, you
See
should
when-
go inside just in case these are ruffians. And then the
No,
rodent
we're
like,
wizards. We're not ruffians. Remember.
well, Grand Wizard, tell me your tale. Tell me what you said. Other things happened.
Go on. Yeah. Grand Wizard.
Oh,
Oh,
I
he's
thought
the
you were
Grand
still
Wizard.
pretending to be the wizard.
I get so lost. All of these wizards.
So, so yeah, we've motioned the other party members over and say we've only just arrived today, but already we've been
Are these more wizards?
poisoned. They're
no,
not very
no.
good wizards.
They don't look it. And the horse too, I suppose.
He is
Yeah.
best among us.
I'm sorry. Please. I wish to enjoy my tale. And he keeps eating.
Maybe this is a good time for the others to introduce themselves as part of the tale.
Doctor, wizard.
Everybody introduces themselves. He keeps a mouthful of food and doesn't stop. He just keeps eating. He says, "I'm Romney. Go on. It's a fascinating story."
Tell him we, I guess, maybe we were accosted by the cook of the Golden Grain Inn, and we subdued him and explored underneath the kitchen there, and found a secret room, which then led into caverns, where we were set upon by some undead creatures.
Do you happen to know his name? No, the cook?
Snigrot.
Snigrot.
He smiles. And what happened after that?
I point to Tyriel's character to him and say, he was dead just recently.
Oh my.
It's been a day.
And another of our companions is missing in those same caverns that, where we were set upon by the undead.
Undead?
Undead, yes.
Ooh. He shakes. Well, undead and poisons and kidnappings. Say, this is a wild story. I'm enjoying it very much. He goes back and he gets like what he can of the pottage and brings out more of it to everyone else. And then he sets some in front of the horse, the two horses. And then he says, "What do you suppose might be happening? These are strange tales."
Does the horse answer?
We have reason to believe that the
Yeah,
priestess
I love it.
of the temple is to blame for these happenings.
In what way? What do you suppose she does?
We don't know yet.
Any theories? You're all wizards.
Some of the villagers seem to be under the influence of some sort of I don't know if programming is the right word, but some sort of compulsion to just act in a very particular way and recite certain lines, and the chef whom we had to bind and put in safekeeping, also was quite belligerent in trying to poison us. And it maybe that is the way that they have been affecting the other villagers through this sort of tainted food and drink.
You think everyone is ornery because they have a bellyache?
I think it's a little bit more than that. I think it's...
What do you suppose it is?
I would call it a sinister compulsion, but I do not know. Can we
show them? Can we show him the?
When I eat the food at the Golden Grain Inn, my bowels have a sinister compulsion as well. I'm sorry, Chris. Go ahead.
No, that was great. I was just gonna say, like, when he asked what, and then can we like pull out the remaining vials that smell funny and just show it to him?
Ooh. Yeah, he smells the vials. He looks at them. Strange vials. But what do you suppose has happened? Everyone has been poisoned, you think? Or what do you think? He looks at everybody.
Well, that's kind of why we came here, just to get your input. Wise master.
Wise. But you are all master wizards. And you don't have a theory?
Well, real recognize real. So we have theories, but we wanted to see if, get some more information to make a better assessment.
I'm being riddled by a master wizard, I see. Well, Whiskers is usually the expert on these things.
Oh.
Vials, a sinister cook, undead beneath the tavern, people eating the food and acting strange. Is it possible magic could be at play? A priestess in a temple?
That does seem likely.
Did you defeat the undead?
We
Yes.
did.
And how many of you were slain?
But one.
One of you slain. And how many undead?
3.
3. That's not ideal. And he hobbles back into his in his hovel, and he comes out, and he's got a backpack and doodads, and they're like swinging and clanking underneath his backpack. And he's like,
He's leaving.
"All right, well, let's be off and defeat this evil."
Oh.
You do know where it is, right?
And well, I mean, we're hoping to find a less direct route to the temple than through the front door. But we're pretty sure that the temple is the source of whatever foul magic is affecting the village.
Oh, you think it's the temple? Oh, No, I don't think you're ready. He goes in and sloughs his stuff off. And he says, Would you would you figure out what's going on, come and see me?
Okay. Make sure to thank him for
We'll
the
be
soup.
sure to do that.
Could have had Master Yoda on our team.
I don't know if anybody's got a piece of fruit or something to throw to Whiskers.
Sure, I'll
I mean, I don't know.
offer up some.
I think I just have hardtack rations, so I don't think.
Okay.
This bit of food lasted me a couple days.
Whiskers is like a cat. Whiskers will like kind of come up and stop and come up and stop, and then eventually like grab the food with its mouth and then like scurry away. And yeah. And then he starts singing again.
Okay. Well, we have a potential ally, but not
Say
yet.
the right things.
We were hoping for information, not necessarily material assistance just yet, but
Yeah.
it looks like we need to get some more information before we get material assistance. So, so I guess we will kind of like, make our farewells with them, and do we want to keep scouting, with the horses, or do we want to go to the other tavern inn?
I kind of want to see if, metagaming, I guess, if we're just going to run into the same inn, like the same innkeeper saying the same things on loop. What do you guys think?
Sir?
So, yeah, let's go check out the other tavern inn.
Okay. Do you just bring the horses up to the stable and tie it up, or do you go up to the front? How do you do that?
I'm going to defer to
40 winks or
well, no,
it's like
this
send
time.
me ahead. Let's go.
Oh.
No. I mean, I don't have custody of the horses, so I will.
Oh, they're
Good
being
times leave them with.
yeah. Yeah, 40 winks. What do you want to do with the horses? You just got some horses.
I think
maybe because they're a bad omen.
Leaving them with Master Yoda over here might be the best way.
Oh, okay. He enthusiastically agrees to that, and he's thankful for the company. He starts talking to him.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, wow. There you go.
Yeah, he seemed friendly with them, so.
I got worried for a second when you said enthusiastic. I was like, oh, is he going to cook them?
Yummy.
Yeah, no eating of my horses, please.
Yeah, I got worried.
We'll return and they'll be much better conversationalists, though.
Yeah.
Okay, so how do you approach the inn, if that's where you want to go?
Well, I guess as we kind of is there an entrance kind of on this wall, or do we have to? Is it?
The entrance is right here, and you can tell that even from the back side of the building. There are windows. It is. I can tell you some things from where you are. This is a. It is smaller, single story, but with a loft, and it looks older and more run down than the Golden Grain Inn. This is what you can tell from where you are.
Yeah. Well, it's Oh wait. And as we're walking, are there any villagers out on the paths?
Let me look. There might be one. Let me just a moment here. I'll move you back here for a second.
Okay.
Yeah, no, that's fine. Yeah, so no, you do not see anybody out in the building. The closest one that you'll see is this building to the north that's made of stone and old vine and everything. It's really pretty and well made. And then you come just around the corner of this building, and you can see somebody seeing you through the window. And it's a woman. She lifts up her skirts and she waddles quickly to the front door and comes out the front door, and she says, "Hello there. Come in, please. You must be weary. Come in." And also, let me describe this real quick. This tavern, one story, but with a loft. It is older, more ramshackle. But it's very colorful. There's a sign with a very colorful picture of a red dragon and its head resting contentedly on its paws and a plume of smoke rising from its nostrils with closed eyes. So it is a very detailed, colorful sign. And it's smaller, but you can tell that there is like a side building that goes out from the common area where there would still be beds. And there are bright flowers. I think I said this was fall, and
Yes.
but the flowers are vibrant and healthy. These will probably be the last bunch of the year, but the front is covered in flowers, and then also the windows, and it's decorated with that, and it's drawn on stuff. This is just a explosion of color on top of an old ramshackle tavern, and you can smell food. And there's this cheerful, chubby old woman that comes out to greet you right away.
I'm game to go in.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, let's go in.
Yeah.
Let me see here. Okay.
Slumbering serpent. Okay.
It's taken a while for it to load on my side, so I'll describe some of the other things that you see here. The first thing is, she says, "My name is Belba. Welcome to the Inn of the Slumbering Serpent. Please come by the fire. Take your boots off. Let me get you some food. I can tell that you're travelers. I can tell that you've come along the road. Rest, please." And there are people in here, and it is a cheerful atmosphere. It is not fancy on the inside, but very homey. And it is not as well made, and there are holes in the planks on the floor and gaps, and some of the wood is warped and fat and soggy with age and moisture. It's a bit cramped. The common room is smaller. There are 6 people in here enjoying a drink, and 5 sitting at a large table in the center of the room. Give me a second, please. Oh. Let me fix this. Global illumination. There you go. So. Let me put these 5 where they're supposed to go.
They are all talking, right?
They are all talking and cheerful. Everything here looks perfectly normal. It is cramped, but homely and cheerful and nice in here. And
Okay, thank you.
let's see here. Also, as you enter, there is a chubby middle-aged man behind a bar who waves cheerfully at you as you enter as well. And he says, "Welcome to the Inn of the Slumbering Servant, travelers. You're lucky you found us. We may not look like much, but no one can beat my my distillery I have here. If you'd like the house drink."
How many times do we want to
Yeah,
fall for
I'm
that?
game. I mean,
Yeah.
what are the odds?
Right.
He waddles out and comes back after some time, and he has casks, with what do you call hemp rope casks, obviously of wine, both red and white, and he puts them down on a table near the fireplace over here. And he says, come in. And he, I'll give you the price. It is a gold piece, though. He says, now this is a gold piece, but you won't regret it. You won't regret it, sir. And let's see here. Belba goes back to work. They put all this near the fireplace. And does anyone drink it? Okay.
I will. And I'll toss him a gold coin.
Nice. Where is it? Make a roll a D100.
Okay.
He's asking us to roll already.
And you can see as you drink it, Olwen. He says, "I'm Olwen Kraloon," and he looms and looks at you as you drink it. And it hits your mouth, and just like there's an explosion of flavor and sweetness unlike anything you've ever had in your life. This is the best wine you've ever tasted. He says, "What do you think?"
Very tasty wine.
I knew it. You're never disappointed in Olwen's homemade wine. Let me get you some food. And then he goes back in the back and yells for, he says, "Belba, some food for the guest," blah, 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 and get them out of here. They just leave it unattended, by the way. And you're kind of left to your own devices for a minute. The 5 people here are talking cheerfully. They are dressed fairly well. 2 of them are obviously guards. And these are obviously merchant travelers. The other people here are dressed more simply. 2 of them sit at a table and talk together. Another man eats by himself. Another man eats at the bar.
Did we notice any kind of like caravan wagon as we, maybe tied up in the stables or?
Well, you didn't go to the stable actually.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, all right. That's true. Okay. Who do y'all want to go?
I'll take a sip of the wine too.
Roll a D100.
53.
You likewise, you see 40 Wink's eyes just like get wide with the potency and sweetness and flavor of this wine. It is, there's nothing that has compared.
All right, well, I'm ready. I've fulfilled my life, I guess.
Liquid courage.
Yeah, exactly.
Now I kind of see what happens if I roll like a really low number.
Let's see. You said, okay, so we've got the table of 5 that looks like some guards and a merchant. What about the group of 2? Did they have a particular appearance about them?
They look rustic and simply dressed, and
Okay.
It is a man and a woman, and they're eating together and talking.
Okay. And then the person sitting by themselves.
Just eating, and also simply dressed with a simple felt hat with a brim, which is sitting next to them.
I'm gonna walk up with the cask and approach the merchant table, and I have 10 charisma for what it's worth. No adjustment on reaction.
Okay, you approach the table, and immediately the guards, like, you can tell, like their muscles tense as they watch. And the merchants also kind of frown. The conversation stops, and they look at you, and you're, muddy booted, probably smelly from being in caves and outhouses and climbing through windows and in forests and near fires and everything else that's happened in the course of the day. And also armed.
Yeah.
And so they look at you warily, and one of the merchants that's dressed in a nice tunic of what do you call it? What is that green? Sherwood green, that like kind of woodsy green color. He says it's dyed. That is to say, he says, "Please," and he's got a ring on his hand. "Please, sir, please. This is a private affair. We don't want any trouble."
Very well. We are fellow travelers like yourselves, and was just going to strike up conversation. So
They exhale and they say, forgive me. I did not mean to be coarse at all. I hope that your travels have been safe, and he looks at you and you literally are like have been in combat and everything. And he's like, it does not look like it's gone well. And well, some of our travels and times here have also been harrowing. So you'll forgive me, I hope.
No offense taken, and yes, I can imagine we'd probably give off a little bit of a malodorous vibe. I don't know, that's not the right word, but
yeah, it makes sense.
And, just say. So I'll kind of like try to keep a respectful distance and just say, what brings you all to Orlane?
Well, we pass by this way to the provinces north of here along the road, avoiding the marshlands. And on the way, we often sell goods to the general store, but they would not take our goods, and we find ourselves leaving here with less coin.
Was there a reason that the general store wouldn't take your goods and coin? Or?
We asked the same question, but they were, frankly, hostile.
And I take it you've been here more than once and traded with them in the past?
Of course. Several times a year. We pass through here once or twice a season.
Is it the same? I'm not there. Never mind.
Wait, you're there, aren't you?
I mean,
no, you're right. Okay, yeah, I see what you mean. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, he's not right there, but I mean, but yeah, and so is it the same trading family? I mean, I'm assuming it's a family-run store. Is it the same people that you've dealt with in the past that have suddenly turned hostile?
Well, let's see. Let me make sure I have that right. I don't want to get them mixed up. Yeah, I have it right. Well, until recently, we always worked with the owner, but only their sons would speak with us this time, and they were quite threatening.
And I'm trying to remember who... Was it the teenage boy that was trying to get us to go to the general store? When we were... Okay. And did he say if he was related to them or not?
I thought he said it was like his family.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I'll say that's and so thinking about that, I'll then tell the merchant, it's like that's strange because when we first came in and were seeking, a stable hand for our horses, the young man that we talked with was represented that he might be one of these sons of the general store owner, and encouraged us to go there.
I see.
But this is our first time in Orlane, so I don't know if that would...
What was his name?
What was his name? Did we get his name? I don't even remember if we got his name. I honestly don't remember him. He was...
Could he be in the notes?
Scattered.
No. Okay.
All I remember is that he was a fairly peculiar young man, and we ended up not entrusting our horses to him. He gave off a certain vibe that made us feel uneasy. I think the horses felt uneasy too.
At this point, Olwen comes back with food, puts it down on, and says, would you all be looking to stay for the night, and would you like some of our food? Comes with breakfast in the morning.
I will return I say, excuse me, I'm going to go return to my party. We'll chat again later, perhaps. And yeah, I am inclined to have food to, maybe soak up that wine that I drank just in case. It's a little bit, in case it hits me a little stronger than.
The food he brings out is just simple. It's a board of cheese and bread and some soup. So more soup. It is kind of meh, but the bread is fresh, and also a bunch of grapes in a bowl. They are plump and fresh and sweet and fat and purple. And well, anyways, he says, I can bring something nicer if you wish, but supper here is 2 silver pennies apiece. And if you'd like a room, we have different lodgings. I know it doesn't look large, but we've got 8 silver piece bed per person, or you could have a private room for 2 gold, or I have the noble suite for 4 gold.
How many beds is that?
The noble suite is just a single bed, but it is the best bed that you'll find, and I don't know.
Is the room bigger?
Oh, yes, of course.
Okay. How much gold do I even have gold? Because I was in a cave.
You'd have however much a magic user has to start, and then you'd have. I don't think I think I said a magic user would have less because they have to.
Yeah.
Yeah. Whatever your level is.
How much was it for the noble's room?
If you haven't purchased anything like horses, though, the bottom line is a magic user would have money. It's 4 gold per night.
Okay, that's. I'll give 4 gold.
He takes out a key ring, takes the gold, gives you a key off the key ring. He looks at the rest of you, and would you all like a shared common room, or would you like private rooms?
I'm going to give him 2 gold and take a private room.
Well, I meant for
room.
everyone. That way we're all together and nothing weird happens again.
Yeah.
Oh, at least I'm traumatized.
If you want a multi-bed room, that's 8 silver piece each, and they come in like a, it's like bunks, or like just different small feather beds in one room with one fire. So that would be what is that? That is 16, 32, 30, 40, 44 gold pieces.
Then I'll pay that.
Okay.
That was my 4 gold was for the multi-person room.
He gives you a key then, and then do you all pay the 2 silver for supper?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
All right. Everybody can mark off 2 silver. And he says, I saw you speaking with the merchants, but is everything okay? He looks at you sternly. He gives off like a fatherly kind of vibe when he says that. Yeah.
He was relaying that he had some frustrations with the general store not trading with him as he has customarily done.
He sighs and he says, "Yes, traveler, you best be careful when you're here in town. I hate to say it. I think you'll be safe here, and you look like you can handle yourselves, but just be careful."
thank you for the food and the caution.
He smacks the table. Well, have an excellent night. Gods be with you. And he walks off and gets back to work.
Okay.
Well, at least we have like a safe haven kind of, or at least it appears that way.
Still have our old room too.
Yeah.
We'll see about getting a refund later. So this wine that I drank, other than tasting good, do I feel more lightheaded or woozier than normal from drinking?
You feel just mildly heat and hypoxia, your fingertips, but it's a nice feeling. And it's what you'd expect from a potent wine.
Okay.
What would you all like to do? Do you want to, it is, at this point, early evening.
Is it a good time to go to the temple now with kind of the cover of darkness?
Sorry, just the merchant table with the guards. Are the guards like the guards for the merchant, or is it guard for like other places, like the temple?
It's obvious that these two guards are guards that were hired by these three merchant travelers. Okay. And they're traveling together. Yeah.
Okay.
What do you all think?
Yeah. I say we scout the temple.
All right. Do you want to do
Not
it
necessarily like...
Oh, go ahead.
Not necessarily like dive in like guns a-blazing, but just see if there's like a back door, see if there's any woods near like anything we can find out. That way we have a better idea of the approach.
You're gonna.
What's the light? I'm sorry. Is it dusk? Is it
about 5
dark?
o'clock local time in the evening?
So approaching dusk, I would take if this is the fall.
Yeah. Do you want to wait like 2 hours and just eat your food and then wait till night falls? Is that the idea? Let me see here.
I mean, most of us don't see in the dark. So, if assuming there's some moonlight, then we might have, limited vision. But,
Yeah, that's fair.
We're obviously not going to be lighting torches to go scout this at night.
Well, I'll give you a hint, because it'll become apparent very soon. In this case, at this time of the month, at this day, the moons Luna and Rhinai, the two moons, are high in the sky. And it is at a time of year when the moons appear together.
Okay. So we wouldn't be completely blind in the dark.
Yeah, it's not the complete full phase, but there is a lunar illumination, probably 60% tonight.
Okay.
I feel like from what happened last time, last scouting trip, like we should not let 40 Winks go alone.
Mm-mm.
What happened last scouting trip? You guys never...
Yeah. Okay. So you wait and then you head out. Okay. So we're going to try to scout the temple. Gotcha.
Yep.
Should point out there's a small outbuilding here as you leave. And then there's a much larger building that's almost nearly the size of the inn itself nearby.
Oh.
And okay, where do you go?
Now, how much of the temple can we see from here? Because I know it looks like it's got some trees around it, and it's elevated, so that's why I'm.
That's right. Yeah, you can definitely see this domed structure with a big, hefty stone wall around its base, about a good third of its height. This structure goes up 2 or 3 floors, and then it has a dome on top of it. There is low trees and shrubs that have been planted all the way around it, but you can see the wall cresting above the trees. And you can see all of that pretty plainly from where you're at. That's only, what is that, maybe 400 or 500 feet away? So it is 700 feet away.
And now, like, kind of like this is, I don't know, is this like a cliff, or like, if we were to try and climb that, I mean, is that something that can be just walked up, or
a cliff?
Well, is it a cliff that we'd have to climb?
There's no cliff. Oh, I see what you mean. You're talking about the contour line.
Yeah. I mean, is that to kind of like to indicate the elevation?
Yeah, that does. And you can see the gradient there is about, so that's actually a great point. It is steep at one point. The gradient is 20 feet by 10 feet. So that's a very steep gradient through much of it. And then it gets steeper until you get here. And then there's actually a break in the entrance. And you can kind of see that it works like that. And then it's just not steep at all north of the grounds, closer to the forest on the edge of the city.
Okay.
What is the above 10 feet and below 20 feet? There's a circle area made up of circles. Is that like a vineyard, or?
I'm guessing. I'll tell you, that's a guess. It's not marked on the map.
Yes.
But my guess is actually that's like rocky, stony detritus, like a hillside. That's my guess, because I don't think anybody would have terraced a vineyard there. Maybe I'm wrong. They could have terraced it, but you could only get a couple out of it, so it wouldn't be worth the hard work, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Anybody have a suggestion on which way to approach?
Okay, you got it.
For the areas that are, like, if we go along the extreme north, for instance, all of those squares are blank. Is that just a grassy field, or
it's farmland?
What would that be? Farmland. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we'll start making our way, kind of.
I'm starting to think something. That maybe the hermit didn't want to come with us, because maybe we're going into a situation that might not benefit us. It could be very dangerous. And I'm starting.
Is dangerous.
I'm starting to think that maybe there's maybe before going to the temple, maybe we should explore more of that those caverns under the golden. What was it? Golden Grain Inn?
Grain Inn?
I think that's a neat idea. I will reveal, just because this is, I only do this when I can confidently say that it's almost there and there's no gameplay. I do that in dungeons sometimes. You saw most of it. The only thing you didn't see as a character is what was the poor bastard's
saw?
name?
Chimes.
Chimes, right? So Chimes saw a serpent statue, right? So you didn't actually see that, but he did see the area, and that's all he saw. And Chimes saw all of it, just as a note.
Ah.
So you almost saw all of it. So I don't want to give you something that has no gameplay. I don't want to be like, ha ha, suckers, you went back down there, and, So if you did have like multiple other caverns or corridors, I would be like, okay. But you basically saw all of that. However, the other idea, sorry, I didn't mean to divert from that. That's a good thought. But if not the caverns, what else do you think?
I mean, I definitely don't think we want to go head on into the temple.
Yeah, I don't want to do that.
I mean, but if for instance, there's caverns under the inn, maybe there's caverns somewhere else that would get us into the temple. Is sort of what I'm most interested in looking for.
Now, one thing that
What's building 20?
22.
Yeah.
I'll describe that. You would be able to see it from here, but one thing that I think would be very obvious to your characters is there is this like high wall. This wall is easily scalable by any of you who are adventurers. It's maybe 15 feet tall. And then this building rises up above it, and it's obvious there's a large courtyard. So I say that to say that it's exactly designed in such a way that you're not going to be able to just peek in. It's not going to have like windows or something like that. It's like a stone wall, so you'll have to, if you want to peek in this case, you're going to have to find a way to do that, which you could do, but I just want to point that out. Okay, 22. There is here a what? There is a
Oh my god.
it looks, yeah, it looks as if it has seen like a lot of use, and that there has been hardly any time to repair this building. It looks like a farmhouse that's like really shabby and falling apart, and there is a little like a toddler playing next to the house with chickens that are rooting around in the yard outside as the moons rise in the night. And a big old rooster poking around in the yard.
Now, an artifact of how this map is displayed, along the center edge, there is a 50-foot long by 5-foot wide sort of rectangle. Does it turn in? Is there something else on the other side of the map we can't see?
Are you talking about this part right here? This thing right here?
Yeah.
No. I don't know why that's like that. That's just the crease in the old scan of the copy. It looks like it has literal stains on it.
That might be the staple mark.
Yeah. And I also want to note something else about this toddler when you look out that way, that after a moment you look back and the toddler is not acting like a toddler.
Oh god.
Like I have a toddler and they are chaos and energy incarnate. And this thing, this toddler here is just like kind of vacant and just like sitting there. Every once in a while we'll feed the chickens and then just sit and stare.
Yeah, I'm not inclined to get too close because one, that would give away our presence, and two, that kind of creeps me.
Yeah.
It's like Children of the Corn.
Yeah.
And
Well, we can go
suppose
back and check out that big building, go building by building.
This building right here of note, the mill turning, there are farm implements, children's toys, tools, and there are 2 kids playing in the yard. But as you cross here near the trees, inside of the trees, and you look, they see you and they bolt inside the building. No. I'm sorry. They stop and they stare at you. My bad.
Oh.
Let's see.
What do y'all think? Come on, let's go. What are we going to do?
Yeah, I still think we should just go back to
The inn.
the third. No, not like there's the sleepy serpent, the golden grain, and then there was another building that's just as big as the sleeping serpent.
That's the one to kind of right. I don't know if you can see it where I'm pinging. Is that?
Yeah, there's an outbuilding next to it.
Yeah.
It's owned. It's obviously owned by the inn. But do you
I
wanna,
thought there was another one. Oh,
yeah, and then right after that, there's what's obviously a mill, and then the family that owns the mill, and 2 children outside staring at you.
hey, children.
And then there's this. Oh, do you wave?
Sure.
Okay.
I'll wave.
Okay. The youngest of the 2 bolts for the house. The oldest continues to stand and then stare and then puts his hands on his hips and like gives a scowl.
I'll do the same.
He tries to scowl even harder. And harder. And then eventually he's like, because he hasn't been breathing, and he like,
Oh no.
and then he goes inside after
Why are
that
you
because
scowling?
he's
Wait,
embarrassed.
no, don't leave. Don't leave.
Oh, you tell him that, okay, you're talking to him? Let's see here.
Yeah.
Let's see here.
Are we gonna approach him?
No.
Okay.
So when you do
Not
that
yet.
and you're talking to this kid, a man with 4 other adult men come out, and he says,
Uh-oh.
"Son, come on in. Don't talk to that man." And he says, "It's nice weather tonight, isn't it?"
Sure is. Hey, didn't mean to startle your kids. I'm just trying to. I'm new in town, and I'm just trying to get a scope of the area. I've heard this was a friendly town, but so far it's been kind of strange. You know anything about that?
Yeah,
He's silent for a moment, he scowls, and he says, "I'm sorry you found it strange, traveler. I'm sorry that it hasn't been well met here for you. I suppose that does happen. I'd stay away from the Golden Grain Inn if I were you. And be careful."
Thank you. I appreciate that.
He nods and he goes back in. He doesn't seem like he wants to talk.
Yeah.
And in fact, like, it's obvious that he's like, you know, like someone else said, taciturn. Like, it's obvious that he's like very reticent to talk and, you know, to engage with travelers and outsiders.
Yeah.
And then the 4 adult men also go inside after him after that.
Be safe. Take care. Have a great harvest.
You as well. Goddess of the
Absolutely.
harvest be with you, he calls out.
All right. It seems to me like there's 2 sides in town. There's kind of and it might be, well, at least on this side of the lake, the north side seems to be not necessarily friendlier, but not adversarial. Whereas the Golden Grain Inn on the south side of that river seems to be more the bad side of town.
Then let's poke around there and see what we find.
I mean, is anybody else picking up on that, or is that just me?
No, I
No,
agree.
definitely.
I
Okay.
agree. I agree. I also have something to interject because we don't have we've been running into walls and there's no information. And I would suggest that can we go straight up to the temple and knock on the door just to get the guard and then see what's up. Not necessarily break in or charge in, guns blazing. That's not what I mean. But more hey, we are wondering, and we are also worshippers of this goddess, and kind of want to pay a tribute and stuff like that.
Okay, you suggest the direct approach. Just go through the front door and say hello.
Yeah, just knock on the door, see what's up, and say be oh, we want to give tribute or give sacrifice to this goddess too,
Okay. All right. What do you all?
Just to feel it out.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
As a suggestion for the party.
That is one way to advance the plot. That's for sure.
what does everybody else think?
I'm down.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's two.
Let's poke the harvest bear.
Okay. All right. Okay, you get to about right here. And Stygar, roll a d6.
Okay.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, it's fine.
Is the creepy kid still looking?
No, the toddler. Yeah, he is.
When he had around 22, building 22.
Yeah. And then also another thing, as you pass this house, these houses do have windows, and you can see in, and you see a woman in a rocking chair and a man, and they're just sitting there vacantly staring off in the distance, and she's just rocking. And they just have this vacant look on their face. Anyways.
Okay. Yeah. We want to avoid that house.
We know what vacant means here in this town.
All right, this place. This is a. There are brilliant flower gardens surrounding a quaint little home here. Clean shutters flank several large windows, and fancy curtains are visible inside. The building is sheltered by several large elm trees. No one seems to be outside. And, yeah.
Are there any lights in the buildings?
It does look like there are lights in the buildings. It looks like someone is burning tallow as the moons rise. And
Does it look associated with the temple at all, or just regular housing?
it's just a regular house.
Okay.
But someone who has the money for nice furnishings, and the house is very well kept. This is another farmhouse that is on the road, and it has a very strong smell. It's obviously pigs, and you can hear them rooting and scratching and oinking and stuff, and there are chickens running around. It smells pretty bad. And there's a teenage boy on the porch of the house, and as soon as you approach, the teenage boy runs inside.
What are y'all doing out after dark?
And then you come to the intersection, and you can see here where these this kind of cliffside, this defilade for this fortress-like structure is broken, and there's a sharp relief where it's been cut through with a cobbled path that's very neat, leading up to a double gate. The double gate is cracked open, allowing for visitors, and there's these large elm trees that loom over the path on either side. You can even see the smoke ahead, in places coming out, incense and things. Even from this distance, you can smell it.
Do we hear any sounds of prayers or
Yes.
assembly? You
Yeah.
do? Okay.
It sounds like an active temple.
All right. Well, let's Oh wait. Make our way.
Let's see here. Okay.
And if you're saying the door is ajar or the gate is ajar, okay.
I don't know if we try to, but if we just have it.
Sorry, it's taking a while to load, so I'll describe it. As you approach the double gate, there's a granite wall here. It's quite grand, actually, for such a small, like almost borderline hamlet of a town. It is 20 feet tall. I was wrong. The gates that are at the granite wall at the entrance are strong and wooden and heavy. Carved into them are precise craftsmanship of ornate carvings of what the cleric would know is the goddess Marika, a beautiful young woman holding a harvest in her hands. The temple building itself is also grand and ornate, and it's somewhat astonishing that such an incredible temple would be here in such a small town. It's made of solid granite blocks and is completely windowless. As you look into the courtyard, you can see a broad path leading to the doors of the temple proper. And the grounds here are not well tended. The shrubbery and bushes and things are overgrown in places. And, yeah. It looks as if they might be finishing up soon and may actually close the temple for the night. But it is still open.
Okay.
I don't know why it's not loading.
I see the temple.
Oh, really?
I think.
And it's not doing it.
It's like a very ornate checkerboard, not checkerboard, a tile grid.
Yeah.
Floor, and there's what looks to be about 5 columns.
The green statue.
Yeah, and the green statue in the middle, on a elevated altar or dais.
Well, my VTT is not loading up, so just to describe it, you're past the gates and you can see these big walls, and then there's this courtyard that goes on for maybe 100 feet from the gates up to the main entrance to the temple. And then the temple is also, the doors are cracked open. And like I said, there are the sounds of worship and there's incense and things like that. It is obviously actively a temple. But yeah, so you should be back here.
Okay.
I don't know what my VTT is doing. It's freaking out on me. Let me see if I can. Yeah, on my end, it's just not loading. Anyways, but that's what you see. What do you think?
Okay.
What do you do now? And anybody can, throw ideas out.
Just kind of go in, right? I mean,
is that the plan? Yeah, you're just going to go in. Okay.
Say hi.
Not anything other than just curiosity at this point.
If Edmund's a cleric of St. Cuthbert, what's his perspective on this religion?
It is almost like a different denomination. It's a chaotic. Let me make sure I have this right. She is a chaotic good goddess. She is like Chantea in the Forgotten Realms. Marika is the goddess of bountiful harvest and life. So, favorable, good, okay-ish. Not as cool as yours, right?
Yeah. All right.
Now, When you enter into the central sanctuary, it is grand inside. It's a very large room with an ornate tile floor and an abstract mosaic pattern in orange, tan, brown, and blue. Large, elaborate, and expensive tapestries decorate the walls, all depicting scenes of lush farmland and crops in various stages of maturity. 5 huge elm trunks serve as the columns of the room. A statue of Marika herself, carved from a solid piece of jade, is mounted on a low dais at the north end of the room. And beneath that huge jade expensive statue of the goddess kneels in prayer her evening prayers, obviously a priestess, who is a beautiful woman.
Are there any other worshippers or people in the temple that...
No.
Okay.
She finishes her prayers, and she slowly comes down these big steps and comes towards you. And if you do nothing, she approaches to the center of the room, and then echoing off the large domed ceiling and walls, her voice echoing as if through running waterfalls and manifold 10 times over, almost like she's the goddess. She says, "Welcome, children of Aorth. Welcome. Marika blesses you and welcomes you into her bountiful yield." And she bows.
I'll return a bow.
We'll bow in return, yeah.
Yep.
You are travelers. Have you come to give alms for the harvest, for the poor, for those that are in need?
I have.
I see.
And
She motions behind you. There is a gathering. There's a gathering bowl on the way out. Give, please do not take. Do you wish also for prayers? What brings you to the Temple of Orlane?
I'm going to, while they answer that, I'm going to walk to the to that bowl. And my character actually has a fair amount of gold still. I'm going to take a decent handful, maybe 20 gold pieces, and pour it into the bowl loud enough to be heard, just trying to be ostentatious about it.
Yeah. As you do that, I'll also give you all some more details to work with. Misha, obviously this is her. She speaks with authority and, carries herself as if she has authority. She is a slender and attractive young woman. She has a snake's head amulet around her neck. It's made of gold and covered in rubies. It's obviously very valuable. There is also, I want to point out in the room, a door here, a door here, a door here, and a door there. Meanwhile, what does everyone else do?
I'm internally debating whether I want to just tip my hand or not, which I don't ever want to do. So that's,
I want to ask her about the Golden Inn. Let's see what her answer is.
What do you ask?
I want to say, evening priestess. On our way here, we noticed like the village is in distort. There's a lot of children are scared. What's been happening?
You saw scared children on the way here.
Yeah, they are unusually frightened.
She closes her eyes and shakes her head. She turns and raises her hands to the jade statue, and she says, "The true God of these people, the true God, please and help come soon. Come sooner. And then she turns back to you all and she says, and lowers her hands and she says, she says, the harvest this year, strange people in town, the possibility of wars in the Flanness, much weighs on the hearts of people. I suspect children can sense it best of all.
I see. When we on the way to the temple, we passed the Golden Inn, and while I say that word, I want to watch for her reactions.
There isn't one.
Okay.
Yes, the Golden Grain Inn. It is one of the taverns in town. It is for some. I suppose everyone has their place in the cycle of life and growth and the true great harvest of Earth. Everyone has their place. But it is a rough place, the Golden Grain Inn. Sometimes ruffians go there. I worry sometimes. I give those worries like grain's offering to my goddess.
By now, I've come back from giving alms, and but I've been able to hear what she said. And when I get an opportunity to, I say, she mentioned the true God. Is this not Marika?
At that, you see her flinch. At that, you see her flinch. She says, "The people here have long worshipped Marika.
But there is a true God."
All of you, have you long worshipped Marika?
I have long worshipped Marika, all of my life. I was dedicated as a virgin maiden when I was a child, not long after my birth. I was consecrated and given to Marika's hands to grow as one of her grains of wheat.
And now?
Have you come to debate theology, my friends? And she smiles. Perhaps it would be better to arrange a time if you wish to explore the depths of secrets.
I would enjoy that.
I would as well. Let's see here. Perhaps I could have someone meet you tomorrow. They will escort you into our catechesis room, our meditation chamber, and we can learn all of the secrets together beneath the gaze of the gods.
We're staying at the Golden Grain Inn, and I give them like the old room number.
Great. I'll see you soon.
What time did you say? Dawn? What?
Worship begins here at sunrise, at the meeting of the sun.
Never met a sun before.
Goddess bless you. She bows and then she leaves.
I think
I leave too.
Yeah, let's.
Let's.
Not the way she went. I go out the front.
Yeah, we're gonna go out the way we came. Yeah, we're not. No.
It is nighttime now, and servants and acolytes come, gently close the door behind you. Let me actually do that because I don't have a door here. Let me put a door. There we go. And you are now left in a courtyard, and other acolytes stand at the gates of the front door. Give me just a second. Okay. Yep. And they wait for you to leave.
Are there other people around, like other worshippers leaving as well?
No, it looks like you're the last.
We're the last ones. Okay.
Everyone else that was here is like an acolyte or somebody that lives here.
Okay.
Do they look sedated?
Yeah.
Yes.
that's a Good question.
Yes, they look weird.
They do.
Any bite marks on their necks?
Nope.
Okay, just still following up that red herring.
Any? Do they have like any snake pendants or patterns?
Yes. As you look, some of them do have symbols and jewelry and things that are snakes.
And I would ask Edmund, if he knows if snakes are a motif or a symbol of Marika or America.
America.
Will I do? Will they know that?
Yeah, absolutely not. They are not a
Yeah.
symbol of Marika.
Okay.
Not only that, it's that comment. That comment she said, I don't trust her at all. The moment he mentioned this one true God, I don't trust her.
Yeah.
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 I would actually like as we go back to the inn, I was going to suggest maybe taking the long route and going through like this southeast portion of town along the south, and then go south or west along the southern route, and then we'd have to pass the Golden Grain Inn again.
Yeah.
But anyway, I don't know anybody has objection to that.
I'm down.
No, I'm okay with that. I just want to mention, like, because she said she's gonna send somebody, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that means a
to
guard,
the entrance,
like guards.
to the entrance of the temple. Not like you're going to come to the temple, and at the entrance there'll be somebody to meet you there. To be clear, yeah.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say, all right, let's get the ambush on, baby.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I probably wasn't clear. Yeah. Although
No, it's okay.
that's just what she said.
Yeah, so I think like we're gonna make our way, kind of like
Okay.
back this way, and then just again, I know you said it's nighttime, but to the extent that we can see by moonlight,
Sure. Yeah, I'll describe some of these things. So most of the buildings you see here are other farmhouses. As mentioned before, you passed by this one before. This is obviously a pig farm. You get to here and you can see three other houses. One of them is a farm that looks like it's doing very well. The barn is in really good repair. There's several flowers, gardens that are set out in the yard. But the flower garden, although the flowers are there, have since been choked with weeds. And while the flowers are in bloom and have been set out at some point within weeks, they haven't been tended in days or weeks. There is a strapping youth in the night splitting wood in the yard. And there is also, let's see here. This one right here is a battered and weather-beaten building. The doors and windows are boarded up. A sign lays face down in the weeds in front of the porch as you pass. there are 3 broken steps leading up to the porch. The roof has several gaping holes, and the general appearance looks as if it's been long abandoned. And then you make it to an intersection. Is there anything you would like to do before you keep going back to the inn, did you say?
I want to go pick up the sign.
You go pick up the sign. It's soggy and eaten with worms and bugs. However, you can make out some of the characters. Some of the characters are missing, but it has a let me find this. It has a picture of a mug with like foam on top, and in common, although a bunch of the letters are missing, it says the Foaming Mug Inn. And it makes sense that this was an inn at some point. Are there, there's how many elves? 1 elf?
I guess just me.
Yep.
Just 1 elf, okay.
No, there's 2 of us actually.
2 elves, okay.
Oh, you're an elf. Okay.
As you pass by here and let's see, Tyrael picks up the sign. Something whispers in your mind underneath the moonlight. Looking up at the moons, it's as if the moon rays cast down, and you see a building with a it obviously goes down, and the door at the building is just slightly off its hinge, and there is an awful smell coming from the building.
Let's go check it out.
This was noticed by Tyroniel.
Did you say that again?
In the moonlight, it seems as if the moonbeams themselves are cast down on the back of the building as your companion reaches down and picks up the soggy old sign. And under the moonlight, you see this little thing sticking out from the building, like a little outbuilding or something, and it looks like it goes down, obviously, from its entrance, and a little door that's probably only 5 feet tall, a little off its hinges, and a little cattywampus to the side. There's a terrible smell coming from within.
Oof. Well, I think that bears some investigation.
Okay, I'm down to go.
This is a decrepit farmhouse.
Okay. Smelly holes.
This is obviously a blacksmith shop. Okay, so you go up to that building.
Which one did you say was a blacksmith shop, Ross? I'm sorry.
This one right here.
15. Okay.
And let me make sure. Let me see if let me see here.
I was scared.
No. Okay. I don't have a map, so you get Theater of the Mind now.
Yeah.
The old creaky door opens, and it's just gross. It smells absolutely awful down here. But there is it's a gloomy cellar that goes down into the earth. There's a foul, swampy stench that's thick in the air. It almost makes you throw up.
That the smell, is it the smell of a swamp? Is it the smell of death? Is it rotting meat?
It smells like swamp, and like the combination of swamp and an unwashed thing. Not exactly an unwashed body, but an animal that is disgusting and rotten. Like wet dog and unwashed body.
And okay, so I'm gonna light a torch for the humans of the group, so we can see. And is there I didn't hear if there were any where the path or where the room led, if there was.
It just goes down.
Down.
Mm-hmm.
How far?
Probably about 80 feet into the dark. It becomes like a cavern.
How far do we want to investigate this tonight?
Do you want to investigate this?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
If that's the case,
well, that was the question I was asking. I wasn't.
Yeah, I mean,
necessarily
I'm all
answering
for because I mean, again, one of the things I said is like I'm of the opinion that there is some underground entrance to the temple, and so
We should find it.
this may be what we're looking for.
Yeah.
Tyrael, roll a d6, please.
Wait. Yeah, I do it. All right, hold on. Ooh, that's good.
Or is it?
Nice. Okay. All right. You are not surprised as things drop from the ceiling. Come on. They they look like lizard people, and they just plop from the ceiling, and then they have the remains of tattered clothes, obviously once worn by humans. Parts of dresses, tunics, belts. They have armed themselves, sometimes with improvised things, sometimes with actual short swords, which have rusted and are coated with grime. And they launch themselves at you. Actually, I'm sorry. Let me follow the rules here. Yes, they launch themselves at you. Let's see here.
I need to roll a d6 for initiative.
Give me just a second, and let me bring everything I need up here. Okay. Now, yes, if you would, please.
Okay. No, hang on.
Ooh.
Okay, you all are able to act in the third segment. They act in the sixth segment. What are all of your actions and spells for the turn?
How far are they? Can I use my two-hand sword?
There is enough space here. Yes.
Oh,
You can spread out.
that's awesome.
So
Yes.
you can treat this map as real, including its space. So it sounds like you're going to attack. What is everyone else doing? Stagar, what are you doing?
I'm
Hitting the nearest one with my battle axe.
Tyronio.
going to cast shield.
Shield. How many segments does that take?
1 segment.
Nice. That means it will happen right away. Edmund.
I'm gonna charge.
After, so it'll happen in the fourth segment. Okay, you're gonna charge. And speaking of which, I assume all of you are charging because you said you're attacking, right? Because you can either move up and stop, or you can charge.
Yeah, let's charge. I'm charging.
If they're not within actual melee range initially, then yes.
They are not within melee range right now. Let's
Okay.
see what kind of weapons they have. They do not have spears, so you're lucky. Okay. And Edmund.
Let's see.
I'll get back to you. 40 Winks, what are you going to do?
I'm gonna try and hit one with a staff.
All right. Yeah, Edmund, what do you think?
I'm gonna hit one with the mace.
All right. Let's see here. You get to the third segment. Everybody can move, make their attacks. You can go ahead and move your token. If you can't move your token, let me know, and go ahead and throw your dice. I'll also give you this. Their armor class is 5. Not looking good so far.
So, alright, so armor class is 5.
Boom!
Just always chuck the dice first, because you might get a 20 or you might get a 1. You know, so just
Yes.
chuck the dice. Yeah.
They are small and medium, right?
Yeah, but just throw the d20. Just throw it.
Oh, is it? It says D10 or D10. Right, D20. Okay. Sorry.
What a waste of a 20.
Which one were you hitting?
I
Ooh.
think this one. I didn't target it. I'm sorry.
Where is? How? All right, I'll have to figure that out later. Okay, let's see here. They got 5, and you did 1. Okay. All right. Did anyone else hit?
I got a 19, so I should hit.
Yep. Go ahead and roll the damage. And actually, a good idea is if you just roll the d20 and the damage, and don't worry about any of the math. Just go ahead and roll it first. And the reason is, hey, you might get a 20, right? So, like, maybe you don't have to do math. Or look at charts or anything.
So
Did anybody
it
else
says
hit?
1
No? Okay. Go ahead. A
damage is. Damage is a 1.
1? Gotcha.
You too.
All right, Tyrael, you were hitting that one. Okay. All right. 4th segment happens, shield goes off. 5th segment happens, nothing happens. 6th segment happens, they attack. This one's going to attack Stygar. I'm going to target you.
Okay.
It's actually-
AC 6.
Let's do everyone in combat. Oh, man. Oh, my goodness. Combat. Okay. And then go to combat, and then begin the combat. And I'm going to... Don't worry about that. I'm going to target you, bring this up, and he's going to attack you with a stone battle axe. Oh, by the way, your attack should be at +2, because you were charging, in case that matters for anyone. He misses. All right, and then this one is going to attack Tyrael with a battle axe. And let's see, that hits armor class 7. I think you're armor class 5, right?
Hold on, let me double check. Yes, yes, 5.
I apologize if I got this wrong, but I'll do something else here in a second. I'm going to have it happen at the end of the round. You all can let me know later if I did. Yep, I got that right. Okay. And then the last one is going to attack Edmund.
AC 4.
It is going to attack you with its claws, which it can do twice. All right. It hits armor class 4 and 7. So it does 3 and 2. You take 5 damage as it slashes you with its claws. And everyone's save. This would be a save versus. Bring
Wait,
up the sheet.
the second I think did not hit me.
Oh, my bad. You said
The
your
first
AC.
one made AC is for
Oh, my bad. Okay, yeah, just the first one hits for 3 damage.
3 damage. Okay.
And then let's see here. This will be a save. I'm pretty sure versus spell. Save versus spell. I don't think it's save versus breath. I think that should only be dragon's breath. Let me know if you fail.
Fail.
Okay. I have to look this up. Where would it be?
Is it nauseated or something like that?
It's revulsion. Oh, OSRIC, you giant rule book. Give me a second. There we go. And it does. It's save versus poison, so if you would have passed for poison,
No.
you know. Okay.
I wouldn't. I rolled a 5. I fail any saving throw.
Okay. You lose 1 point of strength.
Okay.
All right. And then we are, let's see. Top of the round. What are your all's actions, starting with Stygar?
I'm swinging with my battle axe at the same target.
Tyronio.
I'm going to be throwing
same.
daggers.
Oh, sorry.
Maybe we should do a different name. Let's get some elves with similar names here. Sorry, what were you saying, Jeff?
Yeah, just call me Jeff. I'm gonna throw 2 daggers.
Okay. Tyriel.
I'm gonna do the same thing with the sword.
Okay. Edmund.
Same thing. I attack with a warhammer.
40 winks.
Staff time.
Okay. Roll for initiative, Stygar.
Okay. Oh wait. Hold on. Let me do it. Wait. Oh, here I'm just gonna roll it that way.
Okay. You all act on the 5th segment. They act on the 2nd segment. If you have any abilities or anything you're able to throw that goes off prior to the 5th segment, let me know. Like throwing daggers. I don't know if you know if you have a modifier. Okay. Otherwise, the 2nd segment is the first time it comes. This one's going to try to attack Stygar. It's going to use its stone battle axe. It misses.
Yeah, AC 6. So.
And this one's going to try to attack Tyriel again with a stone battle axe. Misses. And this one's going to attack Edmund with a stone battle axe. And it hits, I think. AC 4, you said, right?
Yes.
All right. You take 1 damage. Nice.
Okay.
Was it?
See, everybody's rolling bad on damage.
Oh man. All right, here we go. So that was 3rd segment. 4th segment passes. It's now the 5th segment. You can roll to hit. You want to hit armor class 5. Nice.
There we go.
A little bit. Oh. Wait. How did I get 2 points bonus damage on that? Oh, is it,
Oh man, Yamil. Oh man.
I know.
Hey, you're the wizard though. Nobody, nobody expects you to do anything with that staff. Stay alive back there. All right. Come on, y'all.
Aw,
Come on
man.
now. Come on now. Come on, everybody. Oh no. Is this where it ends?
Right.
In
Like
the- in
two
the-
daggers
in the-
go flying off in different directions.
In the stinky tunnel. Is this it? Did anybody hit? I think.
I did.
What'd you guys get
no.
for damage?
Oh, I hit.
Nice. All right. What'd you guys get for damage?
I did 4 points of damage.
Okay. Describe how you slay this troglodyte.
I think I'm gonna basically have cleaved into its shoulder and just just pretty much right in the chest vital area, and
All right. Nice. You did 3 damage. Is that right, Edmund?
Yes.
Okay. All right. No spells, right? Okay.
No.
Top of the round, Stygar. What do you do this time?
okay, so now I'm going to kind of move and attack this next one.
Okay. Tyroniel. I
I've
think
got two more
you can't
daggers.
charge. I think you can't charge again for like 5 rounds or something, if I recall.
Okay, can I
So
move and attack?
You can move, and then you guys can't attack each other this round. That's my understanding of it. I think those are OSRIC only lists those 2 options. But let's see, Tyroniel.
I have 2 more daggers. I'm going to throw them.
All right, Tyrael,
Try again with the sword.
Edmund,
Attack again.
40 winks.
I'm going to just do a little practice swing and then do a real swing just to get warmed up.
All right, Stygar, roll a d6.
See if I hit this time.
All right.
You guys act on the 4th segment. And they act on the 1st segment. Ah! Okay. Let's see. They act on the 1st segment, so this one is going to attack Tyrael. Still trying to hit Tyrael. Let's see. It's going to use its battle axe. It misses, I think. AC 7? That doesn't hit Tyrael, does it? I don't think so.
I'm AC 5.
Okay. This one's going to try to attack Edmund. And before I do that, I'm going to roll their morale. I apologize. I should have done that. They pass. Okay, so, 17 hits armor class 1. They do 3 damage this time to Edmund.
It's still up.
Nice. Okay, you guys can roll to hit.
Sorry, what's the armor class again? Is
It's
the AC?
5.
Okay.
No, I missed both.
Oh my goodness.
Throw 4 daggers and miss 4 times.
Oh my goodness.
And Ross, just make sure you said I can't move and attack in the same round. Is that?
Mine, I was looking at it, and it only has 2 options in combat. You can either charge, if you're moving, you can do the 2 of them. You can either charge, which if they have a longer weapon, they get to attack you. You don't get the benefits of certain armor if they do that, and you get a +2. And then you cannot charge again. I'll make sure that you can't charge. That's important. Characters may only perform 1 charge every 10 rounds. And you can't do it if you're at max encumbrance. Or you can close into combat. If you do that and you're not within 10 feet. Were you within 10 feet, actually?
I think it was using.
Oh, I'm sorry. It's about 10 feet. Never mind. You can attack because you're within 10 feet. Because you're
Alright,
basically
good.
within a grid square. But if you're not within the same grid square, you can only move up cautiously. And they don't get to attack you, and you don't get to attack them.
I think that's a miss.
Okay. All right. Did everybody else roll? Did anybody
miss.
hit? Oh my God. Okay.
No.
All right. Go ahead and just roll your initiative again.
Okay.
You guys get to act on What could go wrong? You're acting on the second segment. It's great.
Oh wait,
Good.
no, shoot! I rolled 2d6.
No big deal. They'll act on the fourth. Okay.
Okay.
Okay, so you guys can attack again.
And
Third time's the charm.
Come on, use that big two-handed sword. This is the time. This is the moment. Oh no. Oh no. Oh goodness. They might be victorious. I don't know. You know, they might win. I don't know. Okay.
I didn't have any daggers left to throw. I do have, because it seems like maybe going in the other direction is a good idea. I've got caltrops and I've got oil, and I'm going to throw down some caltrops towards them between us.
Okay.
So that as we start to back up, we've got a little something.
Man, I'm so glad that we decided to have you all at level 2. Could you imagine? Could you imagine without those hit points?
Well, the ghouls would have killed us.
Oh my gosh.
We wouldn't even been this.
Okay. All right. They miss. You can attack again and roll a d6, and we'll kind of segment everything here. Roll a d6 and then roll your attacks.
Let me fix that.
Okay, so it's simultaneous. Yeah. You guys can go ahead and check your attacks.
Okay. Gosh.
I think somebody hit. Yeah.
It's got. Oh
At
my
least they're
God.
not hitting. All right, 2 people hit. Yeah, let's see the damage now.
Oh, actually, you know what? I hit. Hold on. Let me see. They're class 5, right?
Yeah.
No, they're class 5. So 14.
All right, Edmund, describe how you destroy this troglodyte.
I destroy his skull with a hammer.
You do that. It crunches like a pumpkin, and he slumps to the ground underneath your hammer.
Ooh.
Okay, yeah. Describe how you kill this troglodyte with your two-handed sword.
As I missed the previous 3 times, I swing around and decapitated him.
You swing in this thing around, and then you come around and you just plop his head off, and it goes rolling down into the hole. And you are victorious over these dead creatures. There are some random objects behind the door. There's a bunch of stuff cluttered around among them. They smell awful. You will eventually get your strength back in case I don't remember that. But what do you want to do?
I'm
Sorry,
going to
guys.
pick up all my shit.
My
do that.
apologies. But does the session end like at 11:30?
I apologize, and we will just real quick. What is it? Do you want to do anything here, or you want to go straight back to the tavern? Which
I do want to investigate if that's okay with the
You
party.
want to keep exploring, right?
what do you want?
Yeah.
It ends shortly thereafter. You just have the dead bodies and all their crap on the floor, and there is. I'm looking here. There are some food stores at the end with 3 kegs of wine that are still in good order. A fruit cellar, all the fruit is ruined and spoiled. All the food is ruined. You don't find anything else of interest down there.
Okay. Yeah, then I think let's
Okay.
get back to.
You do that. You go back to the slumbering serpent inn to your rooms.
Oh, sorry. Before we go. Oh, never mind.
No, go ahead. What were you gonna say?
I was gonna say because I decapitated 1 head, so I want to bag the head.
You bagged the head gruesomely. You're
Yeah,
now the proud owner of a head. You make it up to your rooms after a bloody, disgusting day of battle with the undead and troglodytes and who knows what is going on in this town. And you make it wearily to your bed, and that's where our adventure will end for the night. Mythic Mountains RPG is a private online play club that focuses on folk RPGs. Folk RPGs are the games that belong to all of us. They're what actually happens at a table between friends. It's their voice that has the authority on what is fun and what works for them. Weekly, we upload our games to allow others to sit in with us. The channel isn't monetized. We don't own the artwork, music, software, or games shown in these actual plays, and you can find links to their authors in the description. Like, subscribe, and share if you wish, or don't. Just like games in person, you're welcome to pull up a chair, sit in, and watch some of our games. No performances, no fancy equipment, just regular people playing folk pencil and paper role-playing games and having a good time. We hope these games will prove a source of enjoyment to anyone just wanting to listen in, anyone looking for examples of how actual groups run and play folk RPGs, and most importantly, if you haven't found your group yet, you're welcome here at ours.